Hello and welcome back, and my first day back at work after quite a busy weekend of flying about. I set up in the countryside with the family and across to Middlesbrough and back to get Project Corolla back. Thought I'd do a quick walk around video and just say a few things that I'm going to do, which is very minimal because the car's pretty much mint. I'm not going to probably do any of these on this video. I'll do the cleaning of it on the video, but just quick shots before and after. I might put the tripod on and do a bit of time-lapse, but I'm finding it difficult, apologies on my last video, to put music onto time-lapse. I don't do very much time-lapse, so, you know, I'll try, but again, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. On that note, I'm trying to grow my channel a bit. I'm nearly at the 1,000 subscribers, 99,999, so I only need one, so please, people, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, hit the button. Doesn't cost you a penny. Don't hit the notifications one if you don't want to be pestered all the time, but I don't do that many videos anyways, so it's not going to be binging up like several times a day. It's just once or twice a week. Sorry I got stopped there. Yeah, you won't get nothing keep pinging up on your screen all the time. I'm lucky if I do 1 or 2 videos a week. So yeah, hit the like button, leave a comment now and again, and hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. It all just helps me out. And I do this for you guys. I don't make a penny, I just do it to help you out. One thing I have done, I'm getting quite a few people messaging us on YouTube asking for where I'm based and asking things about, like, can they book a car in with us and things like that. What I've done is I've set a Facebook page up for my channel. It's very basic. It's just if you want to speak about anything on like a personal level, where you know you might want to give your location, a phone number, anything like that, head over to me. If everybody could do this, please, who's watching, head over to me. Just type in Cardiff Garage Northeast on Facebook and hit the follow or like or whatever you do for it. And if you need to contact us personally, do it through that. But please don't stop commenting and liking on YouTube, because at the end of the day, that's the main platform that I use. So I know it sounds stupid, but if you want to leave a comment, still leave the comment, but just say like I've PM'd you on Facebook or something like that, because I don't want to do myself out of viewing and me algorithm on the channel by doing this. We'll see how it goes. If it works on a negative format, I'll just delete the Facebook page off. So onto the Corolla switch up. Sorry about the sun, it's really bright. What I'm going to do with this, I'm going to get the snow foam onto it, because I've just obviously driven it back from Middlesbrough. It's in a bit of a state, and I want to get all the salt out from under the wheel arches. I'm going to use the usual, I'll show it on the video next, the Auto Glim 3-stage Polar, the snow foam, the Polar Wash and the Polar Protect, even though Chris has already put protection on this. So we'll give it a bit clean. I'm going to check the tyre pressures, check the oil. I'm going to do the air conditioning, which I'll just open the bonnet now and I'll show you. Top it up. On the rear screen wash isn't working on it. I'm going to try and find out what's going on with that. We'll do a bit of playing around with the pipes and see what's going on. One thing I have fixed on the car, which I apologise that I didn't show you on the video. If anybody owns one of these, you'll know what I'm talking about these seat belts being twisted. This was twisted round like this all the time, and it was so annoying when you're like putting the seatbelt on and you know it's not got the proper full belt over you. So what I've had to do is, this was twisted on here, because what it should be is when it's sitting like that, it should be sitting, you know, with the buckle to the back supposedly. So what I've had to do is with this, it's twisted around on the belt, which you do like a way of, I couldn't record it, you fold the belt in half and then I can't do it with one hand. You fold the belt in half like that, and then you pull it up, and it spins it back around, but it would not go on. And I just assumed that because this tag here is facing that way on, that's what way this must go to match that one at that side, which obviously I can't see because I've got it on the child seat. But what somebody has done, I think, in the past, this is twisted around God knows how many times, but somebody had took this, there's like a 10mm bolt here on the slide. Would have been a 3-door car. Somebody had spun it around on here, even though the one on the other side faces in over, but I would assume it's the same belt, but because it's on a different side of the car, they just use the same belt. So naturally, I think the correct way, possibly, I don't know, is that the tag is on the outside of it, and on the right hand side, and on the inside on the left. But anyways, I disconnected this, swung it round, swung that around on there, and now it sits lovely, straight up and down, in a straight line, not twisted, as it should. And also what the annoying thing was with this as well, when you pull them out, this still isn't perfect. It wasn't retracting properly. Everybody will have this problem with these. And what you need to do to fix that is just buy some silicone spray. Just like normal lubricating spray. I can't find the can that I've got. I'll try and find it. But if you haven't got that, just use any kind of lubricating oil with PTFE, and it's pretty much the same thing. Pull the belt all the way out. I'll do a little demonstration. This is the stuff here. It used to actually have a picture of a seatbelt on, but they've took that off now for some reason. But it is definitely, this is the right stuff with the straw. And what you need to do is, I can't really film it, is pull the seatbelt all the way out. Obviously, I can only do this with one hand. So that's the seatbelt pulled all the way out. I've had to loop it around the headrest to stop it from going back in. And when you've got it out at its foremost point, what you need to do is get this spray and put the straw down and spray it as far down there as you can at the front and as far down as you can at the back, which we're going to do now. Obviously, I need two hands to do this. Now that's it sprayed in. Just unloop it. And what you need to do is just let it work right into the bottom and out, and just keep letting it go. Doing various pulls, full lot out, just a little bit. But as you can see there now, compared to what that was, it goes in a lot better. You'll never get these old Toyotas perfect. But before I did this, I have already put some of this stuff on at home. You would pull it out, and when you would take it off, it just simply wouldn't retract, where now it does properly retract, and it's not twisted as well. So there we go. There's one little job done. Just going to move on to doing a few others, and I'll get back to you very soon. So just to quickly go around what I'm going to be doing, just bits like this here, I'm going to get that cleaned up, and as you can see, it's just in general need of a good sort of hoovering out. I'm going to go around and do that. You don't need to watch us hoovering a car. You've probably done it and seen it many times before. Just all this kind of dust and crud lying about. It's like a layer of, you probably can't see it on camera, dust on the dashboard. I want that cleaned off. General hoover around on the back seats and in the boot. And like I've mentioned, under the bonnet, the back screen wash. I may as well show this now. If anybody's got any good links, this is the only problem. This car's got both the key casings are cracked, and you've got to buy a whole new key from Toyota, stupidly. So I'm just being very careful with these. So anybody knows anything, put a link, just leave us a comment. But the issue I've got with the back screen, front one works perfectly, as you can see, but the back one, nothing. So obviously here the pump's working, and it's just a one pump unit, nice and easy to get to. This pipe here that comes off with the clear pipe is your rear one, and then this is the front one that leads from that side, which we know works. So what I'm going to do to try and isolate the problem, which I've already done this, is I'll just do it again just to show you. Quick with this. As you can see, it's leaking out there, and what we're going to do is now is just squirt it, and if it squirts out, we know it's not the valve on the pump, as you can see there. So we know that the fault leads further back than that. So what I'm going to do is, gently with the high pressure air line, I'm going to blow through this pipe in case there's like a blockage further down the line. But what I personally think might be up with this, because nothing's coming through and can't see any leaks in the car, stupidly Toyota, I've got the jet up inside of there. What I'm going to try and do is get a fine, that you can, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let's have a look. Nah, you won't be able to see, but there's a fine little jet. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of wire into it and try and do that and try and get it to clear out, and some high pressure air, and see if we can get it working. So I'll come back to you when I've done that, but really I'm just going to do the basics. There's the dog out getting his bait. I'm just going to do a general clean up under here, and like I've already mentioned, when I get time I'm going to do the air conditioning, and as you can see, nice typical Toyota build quality. There's your low pressure pipe just there. You just unscrew that off, It has got pressure in and it does work, but I think the pressure is just a little bit on the low side, which is completely normal, and we'll just get that up to the right pressure, ready for the summer. And apart from that, I don't even think Chris has done 500 mile in the car, so I've already got this ready to come, everybody, so just bear with us. I'll get them updated. It's already had new spark plugs in, new air filter, pollen filter, fuel filter was done not too long ago. That's somewhere down there. It was done before I got the car, but it's new. They don't need change very often, so really an oil change. But I bet you, let's have a look here, the oil actually the oil definitely does not need change. It's like brand spanking new as I left the car to Chris, so certainly won't be changing that. Smells a bit petrolly, that's the only thing, because the car's done a lot of idling and local driving about, so might, if I get some oil on the cheap, good quality oil though, might do an oil filter change on it, but really that is just me being completely over the top. So that's fine. As we've seen, the battery, that's charged up, and the car's sat for when we'll get back Sunday night. This is Tuesday morning, started first time, and I've been faffing around a lot on the interior with the seat belt, with the lights running, and it still started first time. But that's the condenser down there for the air conditioning, in absolutely mint condition, and there's your little viewing window and your high pressure point for the air conditioning. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and obviously the snow foam when I get round to that bit, so I'll just cut in and out. It might just be a little bit higgledy-piggledy, on and off kind of thing, but I'll come back to you soon. Quick update, we've got the rear screen wash working. As I mentioned, simply just use an airline, but go very, very easy on the pressure. Don't go full blast. I got it into here, blasted it through, and it's nice to actually see what was wrong, an actual result. It's dried now, but as you can see, all this stuff, these black bits, and they've come all the way down. It's all over the paint down here, and all this stuff here, that is not off the road, that has come out of the pipeline. And I also got the high pressure jet into there. So now, when we cycle it, we can just see at the back window there. There we go. Working perfectly. There's obviously nothing coming out there now. It's coming out as it should be. Top tip as well, if you rarely ever use your rear screen wash, if you do happen to put a concentrated amount of screen wash, the antifreeze stuff, into your bottle, what a lot of people tend to do, they rarely use the back one, is to just, and you're going to let your car stand a lot wet, like this one will, is obviously the front ones you use all the time, so it primes it through the system. So what you find is if you don't use your rear one as much, A, what happens on this, all the black stuff like congeals inside, and B, this runs through inside the car, and when it becomes frozen and pops apart, you actually sometimes have some serious problems being able to access them, pulling headlinings down and God knows carpets up and everything. So when you do put some concentrated good quality screen wash in, which I would recommend that you use, is just spend a good while priming it through. Luckily, again, Toyota's just, I love working on these things. They've got clear pipe here. So obviously if I'm using like a purple, it looks like an awful brown colour, because what it was like an luminous yellow coloured screen wash, and then I put like berry fresh in, which is purple from, it won't do any harm, from Halfords. I don't usually recommend Halfords for many things, but the screen wash is quite good. And then just keep priming it through here until it starts coming through, either blue, green, orange, whatever screen wash you're using. And then that means the pipe network is already nicely primed with fresh, strong, concentrated, like antifreeze, like screen wash. So that when it does get cold, all these little joints like this, which are all over inside of the car, don't pop open when they freeze. Top tip there. So yeah, so that's what rear screen wash working. Primed it out. Now I'm just going to quickly take an oily rag across the top of the engine bay, get the hoover on the inside, and start doing some cleaning with the snow foam. I've got the stuff out here already, but when it's set up and properly, I'll show you everything. That's your auto glim. I'll show you when I've got it set up. Right, so I'm going to get on with the washing now. I'm going to do the interior tomorrow, but like I've said, you still need to watch us doing that. So, we've got a little K2 Karcher. This, unfortunately, was the guy who, the old fellow passed away. He left this in his shed to us. I've got the K4 at home, which is the water-cooled one. These are just the cheaper ones, but they do just as good job. What you must get if you're doing car valeting are one of these handheld triggers. Absolutely fantastic than using them things. these like lances, they're just absolutely no good for doing this. And what you do is with that, you've got all the different ends with different nozzles, and you just simply pull it back. It should just drop out. I'm trying to do it one-handed here. There we go. And then you just connect it up with the fast fitment on your snow foam lance. And then when you're finished with that, you unclip it and you put it onto here, and you have so much more control with it, with a short like kind of trigger like that. That's really all you need. Water set up to it, standard jet wash. But this stuff is absolutely fantastic. Everybody has seen it before. Auto Glim Polar Collection. So you start off with your Polar Blast, which is just a standard snow foam. Smells brilliant, absolutely smells lush. Stick it on. You put it onto a dirty, dry car, not wet. Do not wet the car beforehand. Apply this, leave it to soak, rinse it off. Then this is what I love about this 3-stage Polar wash system is you just simply, instead of having the old 2-bucket carry-on, you just have a bucket with clean water, warm, clean water, no soap, and you spray this onto the car. To be quite honest, it comes out exactly the same as snow foam. But what you're doing is, instead of applying the shampoo via the bucket, you're applying the shampoo via the snow foam. So it just covers the car in soap. Then all you do is go around and work it in with the sponge, with the clean water, regularly rinsing, then you rinse it off. Then this stuff is brilliant. This is your Polar Seal. This is like your kind of ceramic coating, like a high I can't say it properly, hygrolopic, I can't say it. And what you basically do is you spray that on, and then you just dry the car off, and I swear to God, the water just beads off your car when you put this on. So, when you're setting it up, what you need to do is when you add the Polar Blast, this stuff lasts for ages. I've got the big 2.5 litre ones, but I don't really need them. You only simply add, 100ml to 500ml use hot water. Always use hot water. So 500ml to 100ml of this. So basically 100ml, that'll do you 5 cars. Sorry, I got stopped there. I forgot where I was up to. What I was saying is you got to use hot water. 500ml of product, I tend to find 100ml of this will probably twice overdo a car that size. I used to only use 100ml of this, and I could do me full L200. So don't go, a lot of people think, well, if it says 100, I'll put 200 in and you'll get more foam, because people like to have all the foam. Doesn't work that way, trust us, you'll just make a mess of your car. So 100ml, 500ml of water, so it's like 600ml you kind of end off with, and it does the job perfect. So now I'm just going to stick it onto a time lapse. In fact, I don't know, should I put it on a time lapse or not, or should I just put it on standard? Tell you what, I'll just put it on standard, because it's only going to take a few minutes to coat this car anyway. I'll just get the stand set up. Right, we'll see how this is going to go, because this equipment hasn't been used for nearly a year, so I might need to do a bit of setting up whilst tripping over cables. So it might be a bit of a comedy show, this, for you. So this is the Polar wash going on, the Polar snow foam even. We'll see how it goes. I think everything's probably been messed about with here. Let's find out. Forgot the sounds recording here. Just having to fight my way around with the cables. As you can see, it gets a really good roll. Don't be afraid, get it into the wheel arches. Just works its way in. So you can see I'm just starting to run out with it there now. And there we go. Bearing in mind, that's only 100ml of product. And I wasted a bit at the beginning as well. So you just leave that now to soak in for a good 10 minutes. At the minute it's winter, you can leave it as long as you like. In the summer, I wouldn't advise much more than 5 or 10 minutes. I've missed a bit there, I know. And that isn't the thickest you can do it. I just wanted a light coating on because this car's got quite a bit of protection on the paint to start with. So we'll leave that, then you just simply rinse it off and I'll come back to you. There we go, that's been about 5 minutes. We're going to rinse that off now. I've got the... I'll just show you, I'll give it a quick blast. You get about 5 or 6 of these different jets. I find the green one at about a 40-degree angle. It's perfect. So we'll just rinse that off. I've got the Polar Wash ready mixed up, 100ml to 600ml of water, and I find it works perfect. And just a simple bucket of clean water. By the way, that sponge is just for the wheels. I don't use them. This is what you want, a proper microfiber one for the paintwork. So we'll go ahead now and just rinse it off. I'm not going to do the whole lot. I'll just show you the first bit and then I'll cut out. So there you go. Just take one note at the minute, this car has been polished, but just note how the water's beading on it for at the end when I apply the Polar Protect. Because as you can see, there's not a great deal, it's sitting quite flat on the paint. Just remember that at the end when I'm finished and you'll see exactly what I mean. So there you go, that's it rinsed off. And basically what that's done is it's just ate into all the embedded dirt and stuff like that, and what it does is it just gets rid of it all off the paint. So now when you come to do a contact wash with the Polar Wash, you aren't rubbing dirt into it. So I'm going to pause it now, rinse this off and then apply the Polar Wash. That's the Polar Wash applied, pretty much looks the same as the Polar Snow Foam. Now all you need to do is, you don't need to watch us do this, go around with a sponge, work it in, rinse it off. Right, that's the Polar Wash, rubbed over with a sponge, rinsed off. I've got the Polar Protect ready to go on. Like I said, use warm water for that. I'll just show you the bottle. Basically with this, these last, don't waste your time buying anything bigger than a bottle this size. See that cap? You just simply put 4 of those caps in to 200ml of water. So crikey, that bottle, I don't know if it tells you, but you're going to be able to protect your car about 20, 30 times out of 500ml. So that's it mixed up in there. As you can see, just a tiny little bit in the bottom. That will do the whole car. And again, along the lines like the Polar Snow Foam, this stuff smells great. I know what the smell of it is makes no difference, but it really does smell nice. So just make note of this car now. As it stands, there's little flat pieces on it. The whole roof is just like a glaze. No water beading on it. Now watch when I apply this stuff. It goes on. What you will see is a little bit of like white foam because there's a tiny little bit of the Polar Wash still in there. It won't do any harm. I find it works better because you can see where you're actually putting it on, otherwise it's invisible. And that's the only other downside to the Polar Wash, is when you spray it onto the car, you can easily miss bits because it all looks the same. And I'll just put this in now. When you're finished with using this stuff, fill the bottle up with warm water and prime it through, otherwise there's like a little filter inside, you'll knock your snow foam lamps up, and they're like 30-40 quid. So make sure when you're finished with them, rinse them through. So I'll just put it on record now. I'm not going to show you doing the whole car. Once I've got it on, then it's just a case of simply drying the car off, but just try and watch where the water hits the paintwork. It instantly turns. The word I can't say, basically where the water beads. Now I'm just going to leave this here so you can do what I'm doing. Just a quick view here, that's how it's gone. So it just goes on like that, and it's perfect having that bit soap in, and it beads. Look at that on the roof already. So I'm going to finish off doing the car and I'll come back to you when the whole car's done. So there you go, that's the whole car done. Be very careful with this stuff when it's warm outside because it will make severe marks on your paint if you don't rinse it off. Give it a minute, literally a minute, that's all you need to leave it, and then rinse it off. Then you're done. You just need to chamois the paint down. But look at that. Every single part of this car, from the plastics to the rubbers, to the wheels, to the tyres, to the glass. I would advise maybe on the windscreen, give it a bit clean with a glass cleaner, but I've personally never had any issues with it. But now, it's just a case of rinsing it off, and I'll show you once you rinse it off what it's like. And that's it rinsed off now, and as you can see, every area from the headlight protectors to the number plates to any little piece of plastic is totally protected with this ceramic coating. Now all I'm going to do, which I'm just going to put the camera on the stand and show you what you do. You just simply wipe it off, but because you've put this coating on, it just comes off so well. You just need a microfiber towel, put it on, just bring it across. This is how it is getting a bit harder, I will admit. It used to just bring it straight off, but as you can see there, taking it across. Leaves such a good finish. So I'm going to get on, do the rest of the car, and I'll come back to you when it's done. Right, so there we go. Just going to take the headlight protectors off and clean behind those. Just I need to get everything tidied up, but we're losing the light. I think you'll agree, I've had no polish on that, rubbing, buffing, nothing. So, you know, 3-stage polar wash, I definitely recommend this stuff 100%, especially in the winter. I don't tend to use it as much in the summer, because you do tend to get a few soap marks, but I think that comes up spot on. That's how this car looks. Lovely. I really like this pearlescent. It's like a green, dark green and purple, different ways you look at it. Really suits this car, and green's not really my number one colour. So there you go, I'm going to leave this video here. Just remember, if you use this stuff, rinse the gun out now, and that's it. I'll come back to you with the interior cleaning and a few other little bits and bobs I've got lined up. So remember, like, comment and subscribe if you think this is worth watching. You know, if you enjoy me content, leave a comment. I'll happily reply to you when I get 5 minutes. It all helps my channel grow. I'm quite pleased with the way things are going with it at the minute, because we're nearly at the 1,000 subscribers, which I personally never thought would happen. It's a bit of a milestone for me. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye. Quick update on the Corolla. I'm actually adding this in after I've done the end of the video, but I thought it would be pointless adding a short video on separately. So what I've done is I've gone around the whole car with auto glim super resin polish. Obviously you've seen this do the snow foam and all the rest of it. Super resin polish, and it's come up absolutely superb. I've given the under the bonnet a quick like once over with an oily rag. Works the best, trust us. I'm doing an upgrade on the indicator bulbs, so I'll switch over and show you what we've done. Yeah, it's come up absolutely lovely. I should have gotten pictures outside, but it really does look cracking. Such a nice colour. Not my first pick of a colour, but for this car, it suits it perfectly. Like a dark purple, dark green. Lovely. So that's that done. Now what I'm showing you is the indicator bulbs. What I have done is added in these chrome look bulbs. As you'll see, there's hardly any orange in there compared to this side, which you can see obviously the orange bulb. But the main issue becomes is when the lights are on. So as you can see, this is what they are. I've already done a video on these. Osram original equipment. Now basically what they call is like the diab, like a chrome bulb which flashes orange, and you can see the difference. But these bulbs I've been having problems with, the standard ones. Now we'll just put the hazards on. Oh, by the way, done under the bonnet, oily rag. This car needs no more. That engine bay is just lovely as it is. Pipes are in immaculate condition. Alternator, just everything looks spot on. As you know, we fixed the screen wash. One of the very few lovely little sewing machine engines you can have running while speaking. It's just great, fantastic bit of engineering. You know, 100 brake horsepower from a little 1.4 engine. You know, it ain't going to set the world on fire, but here ho, I'll tell you what, it drives lovely, especially when you get it to the red line. I don't drive these things hard. but this engine does like to be revved. That's what they're designed for. Anyways, onto these bulbs. As you can see, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but that is flashing very white. And I've done a complaint through Bosch. If you look here, will that zoom in? Bosch. Brand new bulbs, these. And the flash almost white. And obviously this is the chrome bulb. As you'll agree, much more orange. So I'm just doing an upgrade on them. A, because they're flashing white, and B, because they look better when they're switched off. As you can see here, that's got like a rainbow effect to it. Don't know if the camera picks that up. So doing them, clean the engine bay. I'll do the air conditioning on a separate video. Like I say, I've cleaned it. I've done a few other bits and bobs like I've shown, but I just thought I'll add this bit of it into the video. I would show you how to remove these, but I have got a video which I'm going to upload showing how you remove them for anybody on the Toyota Corolla Owners Club or anything like that, which you should probably know how to do it yourself anyways. So, thanks for watching. This video will probably roll into another one. Thanks. Bye.